is what I've decided. Okay, ready? I'm sure I'll get killed for this because why not? I was saying to my crew, Baker is America's quarterback. Why? Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Well, welcome to my little neighborhood. I don't know the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood song, but I sure as heck look like it.
You're ridiculous. You are so silly.
Week
What
5
was the
and I've
Mr.
thrown in
Rogers
the towel,
song?
you know? I used a lot of towels yesterday in Tampa. Holy crap.
You know what I love is when we were talking about this last week with the makeup situation. I love when I'm in a hotel and I'll say it, I get to use all the towels I want because I know that I can just ask for more and I don't have to worry about it. So I don't worry about getting and I don't use washcloths at home because it's like, then we're washing them all the time. Like,
No.
And so, yeah, they're kind of gross too when you think about them. But at a hotel, at Postgame, I'm in there just scrubbing that face off with the washcloth and I love it. And I can leave it right in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
And that's part of the perks of the hotel. So here we are. Why am I talking
travel
like that?
because you're great. I travel with those clean towels, Ryan, and I want to do a deal with Calm Down with them. Those things are amazing. Why don't they love us?
You introduced me to those. I can't afford those. They're in a bamboo box. I can't. I'm still working. Working with the ones that are in the blue package. You know the ones. Welcome everybody to the pregame. It is a wonderful Monday. We record our podcast Monday and this will air tomorrow. So this is exciting. Kara Kendrick 1 says, do you come up with your own questions for sit down interviews? Also, how lazy am I? I'm not even holding the mic. I'm just laying it on the no chest that I have. That's why it's not actually staying up. There's nothing to hold it.
You, Kurt,
Erin,
and Ryan want to kill me because my Wi-Fi is shit. So there's that. Whatever.
No, you're fine. It's going great. I understand you. I hear you perfectly. Kara Kendrick 1, do you come up with your own questions for sit-down interviews?
I come up with stuff and then the producer will kind of throw in their idea as well. And I like hearing that because, sometimes they have a vision for what they're going for with the editing, what kind of music or video they're going to use or highlights or things like that. So like, for example, this weekend I had Baker, who is an absolute dream. Just love sitting. This is what I've decided. Okay, ready? I'm sure I'll get killed for this because why not? I was saying to my crew, Baker is America's quarterback. Why? Because he is, I feel like, such an easy guy to cheer for. He is the guy that he's not. And I say this with all due respect. Tom's 6'5", looks like Captain America out there, almost like a prince from a Disney film. And I can say that because he's a friend. Yeah, Superman, Captain America. Bake is like, I got the headband on. I'm not 6'5". He, is smacking guys around like in a, let's go. Yeah. He's like getting fired up. He's the guy like you want to go have a beer with. He's the guy and not that you don't want to do that with TB because I get to do that with TB, but you know what I mean? I just feel like America
exactly
roots for this guy. He makes these throws that go 72, 77 yards and you're like, I can do that. I feel like he's America's quarterback. So, and he's so funny. He's got a quick wit. He's got a great sense of humor, dry. So, sitting down with him is a dream. Any other things you'd like to add with America's quarterback?
Well, I just say he's a guy that could be a fraternity brother. He's like your everyday kind of bro, for a lack of a better word. And he's also the person that he was the number one overall pick. He's went through adversity. And in a world where we live in, where you're on the top and then people knock you back down.
Yeah.
And it's like, for him, he's so easy to root for because he is the guy that's going to do everything he can to win, even if he's at a disadvantage because maybe he doesn't have all of the, the credentials that maybe some of these other guys have in terms of height or speed or whatever it is. It's
Totally.
like when the ball is in his hands, you always know that you have a chance to win. I love that. He was also, I text Mark Sanchez this because Mark Sanchez is doing this fun thing where he interviews
really
guys.
Funny. Yeah.
Very funny. So it's on, I'm not sure if it's on, I'll have to tell Ryan or Kurt, our producer, to send a link to it. But if you guys haven't seen it, it might be on the Fox Sports Instagram or something. But he interviews these guys, and one of these interviews he did was with Baker. And they were just roasting Rex Ryan on his veneers. And it was very funny. And obviously they have a ton of respect for Rex. It's not about like, oh, it's not taking yourself too seriously and having fun. So that we're all out of time actually for the pregame. This has been a Baker Mayfield podcast. And
right.
But it's true.
I would like
He's
you
easy
to
to
add
love.
to our big show chat. I want to add something else about the Baker sit down. I totally forgot what it was, but definitely want to add something to it. So there's that. But yes, I do. And then do you come up with your stuff, right, CT?
Yeah, I always, we have great producers at Fox, and I appreciate any suggestions that they have, because to your point, they're the ones that are going to be in that edit bay. Shout out to Crystal, who did my Daniel Jones interview, because like Joel did with the Dak Prescott, if you're doing that interview on Saturday with the player, that is an all-nighter for them to turn around for Sunday morning. And that is a thankless job. So appreciate that. I text Bill Richards this. I was like, who's our executive producer at Fox. I was like, thank you guys so much for putting resources behind these features. We had a drone shot. We're on the top of a hotel in downtown LA. Like,
I didn't know that.
It was amazing. And they had to get clearance for the drone shot. They have to do all of these things. And it's like, I don't give a shit. We do it so much better than everybody else, because the effort that Fox puts into making sure that these players, they take time out of their day, they're studying for a game, they're getting ready for a game, and they sit down with us. It's like, we might as well fucking make it look badass. So those kinds of details never get lost on me. Anywho, so yes, I come up with my questions, but I also will always welcome questions by a producer, because they also have, maybe they saw an article that I didn't. So it's a collaboration of things. And this has been a TED Talk on interviews and sit downs. Woohoo! Next.
I find this question to be interesting. Dita, would you go into business together outside of your podcast? It's a very interesting question, because I know that's really hard. But I feel like the Four Top would go into business together with something. I do.
Okay, I was going to say on the count of three, say yes or no, and I wanted to see what your answer would be.
I would lean more towards no, but I feel like we wouldn't be the main people with it. I would put money towards something and us not control it, right?
There you go. If we invest in something together, great. It can't be, and you've started where, and I didn't have a business partner when I started House and Home, but I almost did, and thank God I didn't, because it is so hard, and there's a million different stories to support this. It's hard enough starting a business. It's another thing when you do it with a friend, because ultimately, if you can give me, a handful of examples that it worked for, good for them. But more times than not,
Dolce
they always say, don't miss. There you go.
Alice
take
and
more.
Olivia. I don't know.
That's the same person.
Oh.
But I love that idea. Let's go through some more. No, I just think that there's the cliche of don't mix business with pleasure for a reason.
Agreed.
Because it's like the same reason I wouldn't want to go into business with Steve, because ultimately you're going to get in a fight over trivial stuff, and it's hard to separation of church and state. But yeah, absolutely. As an investor, that would be so fun if we did something like that.
I'm trying to come up with more funny ones.
Of the
Dunkin' Donuts.
What?
Dunkin' and Donuts went into business together. So stupid.
Let's see. What's our next one? We got Jessica Ray, 518. I need to know about leg makeup. What works and looks best? I have always been a big believer in and supporter of the Sally Hansen
Oh my
aerosol
God.
can. I love Sally Hansen, but I will say, and I actually asked Dominique this earlier because I wanted to have an answer for the question. Dominique now uses a different one on me, and it's called Vita Liberta Body Blur.
And that's what I use.
You do?
Yeah, that's what I have on. But your shade is darker than mine because obviously, look at me, I'm like a Mr. Rogers character. But I used your shade, and that was the shade I had in the Dak Prescott interview. And I was like, hello, legs.
They looked amazing.
Cool.
They did. I don't mind going up in a tone because if I go one shade lighter, then sometimes it looks like nylons. So I'd rather go darker. Seriously.
Don't say nylons. Nylons with my serum.
I'm not kidding. So they do. They look like nylon. So we'll put a link to that. It's a great question.
I love that.
And dilute it a little bit with lotion. I always do that as well because if you just have it like straight into the hand, it's too much. So just a little lotion. Okay.
La, la, la. Okay, Anonymous. At what point do you give up on a relationship with your family when they don't put any effort and dismiss you every time you try to communicate? My feelings are hurt. Oh, that's sad. It's family.
You want to take
Don't
this
give
one?
up on the relationship. Is that bad?
Okay.
It's your family. Who in the family is it? Because I unless it's my core people, I'm like, good. I don't know. That's just me.
No, I think that I'm always in two minds about this because I believe that just because they're your family doesn't mean that you have to always like them or love them.
Okay.
But in saying that, to your point, if they are immediate family, it's your mom, it's your dad, it's your siblings, and if you've always had a good relationship with them and then maybe you're just going through a rough patch, that's okay. This might be a bad season for you guys. It might be a bad chapter. But if there's enough equity built up in that relationship, then don't give up on it. But if it's just like, oh, my cousin who I've hung out with twice at the family reunion won't return my text. Like, okay, forget it. But I think that in life, especially as I get older, I said this and you know who I said it to the other day. I took an inventory of my life as bad things were happening. And there's been a few very tentpole bad things that have happened in my life. And when those things happen, I look around and I go, who's here right now? Because when bad things are happening, there's a lot of people that aren't there. So I take an inventory of those things and those people. And then when good things start to happen and we get the old riffraff coming back around, I go, not today, folks. You weren't there when it was bad. Don't try to be there when it was good. Don't try to be there now when it's good. So in short, I would say, take an inventory of who this individual in your family is. And if there's enough equity built up, then keep trying. But communicate and let them know how you feel, that your feelings are hurt. And then after a couple of times, life is short. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. They'll most likely come back around.
They really will.
HB Bits Me. I'm so sorry if that's not what it is. Would either of you, I'm just making up my own handle here. Would either of you ever consider doing baseball coverage again? Oh, it was a time and a place. Look, I loved it. It was my first ever on-air job. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
My first ever on-air job. Was it baseball or the WNBA weekly show I hosted with Cynthia Cooper? I can't remember, one or the other. But it was very early in my career covering the Colorado Rockies. And I was so grateful for that. It was an amazing organization. I don't know what it looks like now in terms of the front office, but at the time they were so nice. There was a lot of homegrown players, the Todd Heltons, the Matt Hollidays, the Brad Hopp. They were so nice to me. Clint Hurdle's the manager. Anyways, and so I really enjoyed that experience. However, now having 17 years of business, whatever years in this business, baseball is a grind. 162 games. You are spending half of those on the road. So if football is not an opportunity for me in the near future or after my contracts are up, I would always entertain going and covering any sport that I would be lucky enough to cover. But it wouldn't be my first choice only because of the travel. But the people in baseball were great to me. So that experience was good. But
Yeah.
Does that make
I
sense?
really like doing baseball playoffs. That was really fun. I found.
Oh my God, of course. You did the World Series.
Yeah, I did all the playoffs for Fox, but I found that coming in at the end of the year after, covering football and then just jumping, I felt like I was doing a disservice to people that were watching at home. I felt like there were other people that had covered it all throughout the year that knew the ins and outs. That's how I think about with football. If you're not covering football all year long and then you're jumping into the playoffs, you don't know the storylines. You don't know what's going on in the meetings. And I just felt like I was not giving what I could give and what other people could do, like a Kenny Rosenthal.
I think that's such a mature position to take. Yeah. That you were saying like you weren't here the whole time. So why show up at the end?
Yeah. And I almost felt stupid. And the catch up was really, really hard. And also baseball is really different from the NFL. In the NFL, you're right there as a reporter. It's like a front row seat. I can hear everything. I can see everything. In baseball, you're all the way at the end of the dugout. So I'm like looking and I'm trying to figure, but it's not like I can get, a lot of it was already pre-produced stories or pre-stories that you had from the season or talks that you had. So anyways, I would like to actually be back with baseball postseason coverage, like doing sit-down interviews. I think that would be fun. I think our postgame, or not our postgame, our pregame show, our studio show that we have is awesome. So much fun. It reminds me a lot of the TNT NBA show with those guys. Having Poppy, having Derek, having Kevin a part of that, Alex. Yeah, I would love to do sit-downs for postseason. So.
Yeah, that desk is stacked. That is it's so fun. Yeah, it's amazing. But no, I think that's a very mature position where it's like if you're not there the whole time. That said, doing sit-down interviews would be incredible. You just, being so able to like talk to these guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mariners, by the way. My mom is a diehard Mariners fan. And she is the fan, you guys. I mean, you have to remember, the Mariners haven't done anything for decades. They won a wild card game way back when Ken Griffey Jr. played. And this is, I want to say early 90s. Ryan, keep me honest on that. I don't remember the exact date, but it has been at least 30, if I'm 43, it's been a good 30 years since they have even sniffed postseason baseball in this capacity, which they have a real chance. They won the division, the ALS, and my mom and Cal Raleigh, who is a stud and just was chasing that home run record that Aaron Judge had set for. Anyways, I digress, but I'd say, Kathy Thompson, you're a diehard Mariners fan, and I'm so excited that you have postseason baseball. Kathy, the texts that she sends are unhinged about these Mariners
awesome.
In the best way possible. She's so cute. I can't take it. So here, let me answer your question. HB bits me. Kathy Thompson would love to cover baseball if there's an opportunity for
all
her.
Over it. Mm-hmm. We were having such a fun conversation at dinner because Kevin's getting ready to start baseball this weekend, which I can't believe that's already happening. And just the boys at our dinner going back and forth about who's more of an MVP, who's not. And then oh my God, it was Jason Thornberry, who we had on before, is from Seattle. So he's very excited about the Mariners. Grossy Babe, Rich Gross getting into it with him about somebody, is it the catcher? And then Aaron Judge Raleigh. About who should, and it was a whole thing. It was, first time they've won the division since 2001, CT. Give it up.
Okay. That's when they won the division, but that's actually sooner than I thought. The last time they won, sorry, Ryan, to make you the researcher here, but last time the Mariners won a playoff game, I don't know. I just remember they had such a stacked team. It's Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, one of the greatest DH hitters of all time.
Yes.
You had Dave Valley, the catcher at the time. You had Ken Griffey Jr. You had Alex Rodriguez, before he went to the Rangers. Anyways, this is a tangent. The point is that the Mariners have never really lived up to their potential. And I think that, I don't know if this is the year, but for Kathy's sake, I hope so.
Check out your Wear by EA playoff gear, guys, if you want some of it. You know where to get it. I like this. Eric Riekenbach. I'm so sorry. Do people really keep track of what you've previously worn? I don't know if people have. I know I do, because I just, I especially do now. Like we talked about it last week, like recycling outfits. There's no need to go buy a brand new outfit every single time. I'm trying to be more mindful of that, bills to pay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people really do.
I don't think people do, but I will say this, that there is, we've always done a good job of this, like sharing. Like when I went to Green Bay, like Erin's collection of outdoor outerwear is incredible. And when I at Green Bay, like late in the season, a couple years ago, and I borrowed this beautiful black jacket with the blue, like fur thing, I loved it. So borrowing clothes from you is always great. I also think that there's, the economic factor of it, I'm really into, and restyling. Like you could wear a dress and then maybe the next time you wear it, it looks different or whatever. Like take the shorts from one outfit and something. So I don't know. I'm just, maybe we're just getting, okay, let me backtrack. I feel, oh my God, actually, Ryan, write this down for the big show. A comment that I read, that normally I don't see the comments, but this one actually made me laugh. I lied to look it up, what it even meant. The person was making fun of me and I didn't even get the negativity, but it's fine for the big show. Stay tuned for that. I know everyone's just on, the edge of their chair waiting for the criticism I received. But I think it's really important to pick. I'm in my Rosie Huntington Whiteley era where I want to buy classics. I want to buy things that's like, might be more expensive, but I know I can wear them a lot longer. Like that Saint Laurent blazer that it's maybe overpriced, but like I know I'm going to have it forever instead of like
gorgeous
10 cheaper jackets that like they're going to like not hold up in terms of quality. So quality over quantity is my thing. Last but not least, 5'5" Shelly, how do you keep your clothes and home free from all the pet hair? Especially,
call me.
My gal's
Who's
busy.
Joel Santos. I love you, Joel, but not now.
Oh, that means there's a feature on the horizon. Speaking of features.
I'm not even home yet from the last
because
one.
It's so good. You're so good at what you do that you are wanted. You are wanted, milady.
I love you.
5'5" Shelly, how do you keep your clothes and home free from the pet hair, especially Charissa at the ranch? I'm just going to tell you right now, 5'5" Shelly, I don't. And I am a stickler for cleanliness. Okay. We've talked about it. And Erin is too. I know she is. Like I'll take 10 showers a day. Like I'm all about being clean. I have the house cleaned minimum, once a week, if it's a deep clean twice a week. But the pet hair is just what it is. You have to vacuum every single day. Okay. Like shout out to Dyson. Oh yeah. You got to vacuum every day.
We need a Dyson deal, Ryan.
We do. There's
nobody that uses Dysons more than this group and the plus ones.
I probably have dog hair on here because the second I got out of the car today at the ranch, they were all jumping on me. But it's part of the deal. And I literally don't have one dog that doesn't shed. Actually, Norman doesn't shed. So maybe 1 out of the 7 don't shed. But it's what it is. I have a lint brush within 5 yards of everywhere, or 5 feet of everywhere I walk, and just be diligent about it. Pet hair is what it is, but I would never trade the dog for the hair. I can figure out the hair. I can't trade the dog.
No. And with that,
we'll
head on over to the big show.
We will. It's a wrap on week 4. We are hitting our stride and we got a lot to discuss. Join us over there for all things calm down. I got to tell you what Howie said too.
Oh yeah. I love a Howie interjection.
Sure do. Join us on the big show. Bye.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.